Hello and welcome to Great Britain's live analysis of second test match between India and England. I'm Kaustav Naik and with me is Aditya Sahai. Well, the news from the middle is India has scored 317 for 4 on day one. Virat Kohli won the toss. The curator said yesterday it's a sporting wicket.
Yeah.
But looking at the track and looking at the number of runs that India have scored, it doesn't seem like that.
Yeah, definitely. But I think we were expecting such a performance from India. They were on the mat for most of the part of the first test.
Yeah.
So they were expected to come good, and it was still a very good wicket to bat on. It has been. It has been on the slower side, and it will be expected to be on the same going ahead in the match. But there was not much for the seamers. Spinners did get a bit help, but then Indian batsmen were on top. They were pretty much sure of the pitch.
Yeah. We're talking about Rahul, who replaced Gautam Gambhir. He was dismissed on 0.
Yeah.
He was injured in the first test match against New Zealand. He was rested for the next 2 matches. Anil Kumble asked him to play Ranji match last week. He scored 76 and 100 against Rajasthan. He came back, but Gambhir scored the vital 50 in the third test. Scored 29 and 0 in the last. Was it a fair call to drop Gambhir?
I mean, this is a very debatable question right now, and it has been grabbing the headlines of anything related to Indian cricket because the opener issue has been playing around in Virat Kohli's for Virat Kohli's side. So Gambhir did get a chance. He had 3 innings. He looked attacking. I mean, with his change technique and coming back after a gap of 2 years almost.
Yeah.
But then in the first test, he was not sure. His change in technique only led to his dismissal in both the tests. You can say that.
Yeah.
And Rahul is on his comeback trial. So I think he'll get used to. We have to give it to him. He has been India's most improved player in the last 1 year or so. So he was out. He threw his wicket, but then it was against Anderson, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, against Broad.
Well, talking about wickets, India lost 4 wickets, and 3 of them belongs to Jimmy Anderson. Talking about the way he bowled to Murli Vijay, set him up. The first 2 deliveries, he invited Murli Vijay to lean forward and play a stroke. The third ball, he read his footwork well and shortened his length. Talking about his experience and talking about England's tactic, they said that they won't allow Anderson to handle the third test.
Yeah.
That's what the report said yesterday. Was it a bit surprising to see Anderson play today?
I think definitely it was.
Is it a mind game?
Yeah, it was certainly it was a mind game, and England knew what they were doing, and it was. I think that was the plan of the team management. I think not to reveal much about Anderson playing or not. They had included Anderson in the first test also, but then he didn't play. In the second test also there was some confusion over his availability or not, but then he's here. And the same thing I remember was during England-Pakistan series when he was not included in the side for the first test. And Broad had mentioned that even if we include a person like Anderson in the squad, it keeps the opponent team on their toes, whether he'll play or not. And he's a very valuable asset. And Anderson just proved on not a seaming wicket. He has taken 3 wickets, and he was very good with the way he's dismissed Murli Vijay, especially with that awkward bouncer, and then got 2 wickets in the last session.
Well, talking about India's star batsman Cheeteshwar Pujara scored his third 100 in the last 3 matches. He was dropped in one of the matches against West Indies, given his strike rate. But looking at his strike rate in the last 3 innings, is he playing to prove his mettle? He doesn't need to prove himself. You see that different kind of an approach. He steps out against the spinners, scoring runs at the straight. Is he trying to prove himself?
I think, however, how much the Indian team management can deny this, but then definitely they had spoken something to Jara during those test series against West Indies because he was slow. He did get a few 40s, but Kohli was not looking very sure of Pujara getting the side because he wants some quick runs in the top order also. Not that he just go and blast. But then Pujara has been very tentative, especially in his start of his innings. And the first test also, especially in the first innings in Rajkot, he was very much sure and he was very aggressive. He was very confident with his stroke making, and the same was repeated here. So there's certainly something which has been passed on to Pujara to just be a little more aggressive, and which has worked wonders for him.
We're talking about the last talking point now. Virat Kohli. Just another day, another Virat Kohli special. India were under pressure. They lost 2 wickets, and we all know that he thrives under pressure. He comes and scores 150 runs. Not out at the end of the day.
Yeah, just like you mentioned, another day, another blog we do, and another Kohli on the top of every headline. So he's used to that kind, and he's that kind of a player. You just cannot rule him out from any match that he's playing.
Yeah.
And the wicket was very much batting friendly, but then you have to stick, you have to apply yourself, and he didn't play any rash shot. I mean, there was no sixes, there was a lot of boundaries for him, but then he was that was calculative innings and a very careful knock. He had just given a very good platform to India.
Do you think he scored double hundred?
I think he will. I mean, the way he's just hungry for more, he has not celebrated much. He's not looked his animated self with his celebrations. I think he's pretty much adamant to score another triple century by the end of this year.
Well, last question. What do you think India needs to do from 317 for 4? The curators say that the cracks might open up. So, which Ravichandra Ashwin and left arm spinner Jadeja might try one? What do you think?
I think India were also in a similar situation on stumps on day one of first test. 319 for 4, that was England's total. And then 11, and India are just 5 or 6 on the right. So England also have to give Anderson from a longer spell, I mean from one end, and see how their spinners do from day 2. I mean, they should go with Rashid and Anderson for the start of the play, I guess. And just keep things slow for a moment, for make them work hard for the runs, India. And if India do seem a little bit off the mark, or they are slow in the start, so they can come back. England can come back, but as of now, I think 5 minutes plus looks stronger.
Well, that's it from us. India are at 317 for 4. They're in a commanding position. Well, we'll see you for day 2's action tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. For more cricketing updates, log on to cricketcountry.com. Thank you.